The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
Hola! Welcome to Open Friday, your favorite talk show, bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Rina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche every Friday. Let's take a look at what's in store for today's show. First up, our Open Weekend Preview has some fun events for you and the whole family to get out and enjoy. And next, we'll learn about the latest installment of Dancing in the Streets' new series, Dancing Through the Bronx. Then, Bessie Award winner dancer, choreographer Arthur Aviles gives us a preview performance you won't want to miss. And after that, Bobby C gives us the latest in the world of sports with his weekly roundup. And finally, in our Open Artist Spotlight, we'll hear the melodic sounds of passionate artist Rachel Lynn. So sit back and relax. All this and more is coming your way because now we are officially open. Hello and welcome to Open. I'm Rina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche for the next hour. You know, we're always inviting you to get social with us online. Tweet us at BronxNet TV, or like us at Open BronxNet Television. That's on Facebook. On Facebook, it's Open BronxNet Television, and on Twitter, it's BronxNet Television. And while you're there, don't forget to follow me too on Twitter and FB at Rina Valentin. And we're going to get right into the exciting events out there for you to get out and do in today's Open Weekend Preview. First up, it's the Co-op Olympics. Bring your friends and family to participate in this fun new event organized by Green Worker Cooperative. The event is aiming to inspire people to learn how to work together and encourage teamwork. So you can come out and with a team or you can prepare for a morning of fun and exciting games. The Co-op Olympics is happening Saturday, July 25th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Hunts Point Landing, located on Food Center Drive and Farragut Street in the Bronx. And for more information, you can visit greenworker.coop/Olympics. And next up for you to enjoy is Bronx Stories. It's immigrant or I'm migrant. It's I'm inside of parentheses and experiences from the Bronx and the Lower East Side. In this second part of a special edition of Bronx Stories brought to you by the Bronx Museum of the Arts, storytellers, poets, and musicians will perform pieces based on their immigrant experiences. The event will be hosted by comedian Bill Santiago and feature artists such as poet Anisi Diaz and storyteller Donna Bailey and hip-hop artist Intikana. And that's happening tonight, Friday, July 25th from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Bronx Museum of Arts located on 1040 Grand Concourse in the Bronx. For more information, you can visit their website by going to bronxmuseum.org. And finally, we have the Lincoln Center Out of Doors Family Day. Come out with the whole family and enjoy a celebration of National Dance Day. Activities start off with Baby Loves Disco, where you can dance to some jams at a DJ dance party. Then Black Coalition Orchestra performs, and after that, learn some new moves at a family dance workshop. And this and more is taking place on Saturday, July 26th, starting at 11 a.m. at the Lincoln Center, which is located on West 65th Street in the Upper West Side of Manhattan. And for more information about this event, you can visit lincolncenter.org. And well, there you have some fun events for you to check out this weekend. So make sure you get out there with your family and friends to enjoy the beautiful weather. And well, now it's time to turn things over to our DJ Vince Bracey, who has another exciting outdoor event for us to enjoy this weekend. So what do you have for us, DJ?
Rena Valentine. Very, very nice to see you. What's up, Bronxites? How you doing today? So, we have a huge event that we're promoting on BronxNet for a very long time. Saturday at 5 o'clock, taking place at the Pelham Bay and Split Rock golf courses, is Bronx Family Day, hosted by the Bronx Chamber of Commerce and American Golf. Again, the doors open at 5 o'clock, and at 8 o'clock, there's going to be a live action performance from the characters of the movie Frozen. So I know the kids will be excited about that, right?
Oh, we are ready now.
And then even bigger, then at 9 o'clock, there's going to be fireworks. So please come down, check that out. It's going to be fun. It's going to be food. Once again, Bronx Family Day is going to be at 5 o'clock tomorrow at Pelham Bay Split Rock Golf Course. For more information, you can call 718-828-3900 or email alexandra@bronxchamber.org.
Nice. That sounds really fun. Thank you, DJ Vince Breesy.
Oh, yeah.
Whew. A nice event for the entire family to try their hand in golf and more, right? So make sure you get out and enjoy. We have to take a quick break, but when we return, we speak to an organization that is dancing in the streets of the Bronx. We'll be right back.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all working with United Way for a million little reasons. The kids of our communities, to ensure their academic success all the way to graduation day. You see, it takes about 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a kid becoming one or the other could be a professional athlete, or it could be you. Studies showed the earlier we get to kids, the better their chances. So become a United Way volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor, and make a difference in the life of a child, for the life of that child.
Give.
Advocate.
Volunteer.
Live united. Join your favorite NFL players. Take the pledge. Go to unitedway.org.
Long before I was in Hollywood, I had a grandmother by the name of Estelle Marie Taylor, positive role models to make sure that I was on the straight path. Big Brothers Big Sisters carefully screens volunteers and places them in long-term mentoring matches with kids who face adversity. With more volunteers, especially men, and more donations, every little who needs a big can have it. Start something. If it's been a while since you've been involved, start something again. Learn more at bigbrothersbigsisters.org.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends? That's lame. We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about? Something I did. Are you on your way to the mall? I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Open. Dancing in the Streets. Ooh, yeah. It's an organization that brings free public dance performances to our communities. Since moving to the South Bronx in 2011, they've worked to develop cultural conversations and nurture artists while helping communities learn about the Bronx's unknown architecture and its natural treasures. And on August 13th, Dancing in the Streets will be launching their latest series, Dancing Through the Bronx. Whoop. A free site-specific dance festival that introduces new audiences to contemporary dance while drawing attention to 3 green spaces in the Bronx. And here to tell us more is Executive and Artistic Director of Dancing in the Streets, Aviva Davidson, and Artistic Director of the Bronx Academy of Arts and Dance, Mr. Arthur Aviles.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is such a wonderful concept, and thank you for returning to share the new installment, Aviva. Now, Dancing in the Streets, when you last visited us, was actually at Casita Maria, right?
Correct.
And now you have actually found your own permanent home here in the Bronx.
Well, not yet permanent, but we were a company in residence at Casita Maria for 3.5 years, and this past week we've moved to Sobro, also in the South Bronx, where we're a company in residence, and we've begun to, and we've collaborated with Casita Maria and hope to continue to. And we have also already collaborated with Sobro.
Okay, so that's good. I'm glad you cleared that up, because I was under the impression that you moved to Sobro, right?
No, we did move there.
Right, but you're in a residency.
In a residency,
right, so
that's correct.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like giving everybody a little taste of dancing in the streets.
Yes.
Right, which is exactly what you're doing with the actual concept.
That's exactly right, yeah.
So the last time you were here, Arthur, we had pictures of you. We didn't have you here because you were too busy dancing on a ledge.
Exactly. Out in Hunts Point.
Right.
Just what I love. Yeah, it's one of my favorite activities.
With no terrace.
Exactly. It was a lot of fun. Joanna Haygood, an incredible choreographer from the West Coast, choreographed me in this piece called Paseo, which introduced a lot of people to a history of dance in the Bronx by walking in the streets as they experienced dance in the streets. And one of the things was when she saw a photograph of these children dancing on ledges. So if children can do it, why can't grown-ups?
Right.
Be safe.
Right, of course. Warning, warning.
They did it. They led the way for us.
Yeah, there you go. It doesn't take much for you to explore.
Exactly. That's right. That's what it's all about.
That's what life is all about.
Definitely.
That's the beauty. And this whole concept is beautiful. It's beautiful because you're actually making dance accessible to people who wouldn't normally go into a theater to go see dance.
That's
right?
correct.
I didn't know there's something about dance that's a little intimidating to people, like especially when it's modern or when it has a story behind it. So, what do you hope to give people with this festival that's actually going to kick off in August?
You know, it's interesting that you say that it's intimidating because people dance.
Right.
And the Bronx is the home of two dance forms, hip-hop, breaking, and locking and pop. I mean, I don't know if locking and popping started, but breaking started in the South Bronx, and salsa and bachata and all that was in the South Bronx. So people do dance, and actually this festival is it's 3 parks.
Are we looking at Paseo right now? I'm sorry.
Yes, that's Paseo.
Yeah, I just want to be, just because this is
there's
Arthur on the ledge.
Oh, there he is. Be careful. Watch out.
Oh my goodness! We had to just share that because
but look at that. That is dance that happens in the Bronx, and that a lot of the people who are in the audience do.
That's right.
So what we're trying to do is integrate a natural part of life in these 3 parks, and we've selected 5 choreographers who are really going to work with the beautiful gardens and the interesting gardens, and 2 of the choreographers will do the even more accessible work. So one is Larry Kegwin, whose dance will be with 5 of his company members and up to 24 community members. And in each site, the Wave Hill is one of the sites. They've already gotten their community members. Bronx Pro, which is a brand new park called Hayden Lord Park, they've gotten them. And Owen Dolan Park, which is near Bad, we are still recruiting for that. And if anyone's interested, I think you're going to flash an email that they can email to Alejandra Duque and get and sign up to dance with Larry Kegwin. And it's really not dancing, not like pirouettes or even salsa.
Oh, it's not the intimidating stuff. It's the stuff that you can do. He goes to each person in the community and he asks them, what can they do? And I went to one kid at the community center and I said, want to be a part of this dance piece? He was like, no. And I said, well, just talk to me about what you do physically. He says, I like to play basketball. I said, great, bring your basketball. Larry's going to give you something amazing to do. Let's see a little bit. Do you dribble like he dribbles or something? Or maybe he spins the ball on his finger or something like that. Larry considers it like finding the diversity within the density. So in other words, there's like a big crowd of people, and what happens sometimes in his works is that big crowd opens up and we reveal the specialness of the individual, which is what he does in each community.
Lovely.
And
Lovely.
And it's another term that is used in the dance world is pedestrian movement. So if you walk a dog, or even if you're in a wheelchair and there's someone who can push you, you can be in a wheelchair. So it's all ages from 4 to 104.
Nice.
That's right.
And
104.
That's right.
And all physical abilities. So
That's right.
because it's taking human behavior and he shapes it.
Yeah, rather than gives people things that they cannot do,
Right.
he actually asks them to do what it is that they can do and show off.
Nice. Nice. That's really nice. That's really so. Okay, so this is for the actual the community member dance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. And I just want to clarify that for anybody who's watching, because there are various activities going on with dancing through the Bronx. But
Right.
this particular one has 3 park locations, and 2 of them are filled. And then the one that has availability is the Owen Dolan Park.
Yes, and just to be clear, there's 3 performances on August 13th, 14th, and 16th. And the community members have to come twice. They have to come another
August
time.
11th.
Well, August 11th for Owen Dolan, right?
That's right.
For a workshop with Larry, where they will decide if they're dribbling a basketball or rolling sitting in a wheelchair,
Doing a cartwheel,
or just walking, and then they would have to come on the 16th to perform.
That's nice. You know, what we were looking at on video was really exciting. It almost looked like a parade of some sort.
Yeah.
It felt like a real festive parade.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? In a sense, it's a kind of inverted
past 2
parade.
seasons
It's
of Rena
the
Gets
audience
Clean.
is parading, and what they're experiencing is the action that's going on in the dancing in the streets.
Are you talking about Paseo or
Paseo.
dancing?
Yeah, because that's what we were looking at, and
Yeah.
it was just really, really enrolling to just kind of like, oh man, I wanted to be there. I
Yeah,
was like,
it was
wow, that
exciting.
looks really
Well, in
nice.
a way, we're going to do the same thing with Dancing Through the Bronx, because at each park, there'll be 3 dance pieces, and they'll be in 3 different parts of the park, and the audience will walk from one to the other. So in Owen Dolan Park and in Hayden Lord Park, which are small parks, the audience walks a short distance. At Wave Hill, they're going to walk a longer distance. So a little bit, and also it'll be a little bit, it's not, Paseo was a unique work, but the idea of the parade will continue, and also the program is like a parade. If you came to all 3 of them over 3 days, you're touring 3 beautiful spots in the Bronx.
Right, which is the idea is that you actually showcase the
We're
architecture and
Yeah.
the nature, and of course the talent and the culture.
And
Yeah.
the culture, yes.
And so Arthur is actually revitalizing a piece, right?
That's right. Yeah, yeah. It's called Ritual Dance, or Ritual Dance of Warriors, or Floor Dance. It was when BAD, the Bronx Academy of Arts and Dance, was building a floor, and we were done with that floor. I wanted to celebrate that, and so it's celebrating the new. So Owen Dolan Park has these grassy areas in it that I noticed no one uses. No one's picnicking in those areas. So I thought, why don't we just get my dancers? There's going to be 15 of them throughout the whole park, and they're going to be doing basically this ritual dance in what I consider opening the park up. It's kind of secular ritual that I feel opens the park up and invites people into the grassy areas that they think they're not allowed to be in for some odd reason.
Right, and that's actually BAD's new location as well, right?
That's right.
Which is on Westchester Ave.
That's right.
What's the exact address so we could share with
2474 Westchester Avenue. It's right there at Westchester Square, just 1 block away from the 6 train.
train.
And it's we've been there for 9 months.
Nice, congratulations.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Congratulations
it's beautiful.
on the collaboration as well.
This is our 3rd?
That's right. I think it's our 3rd or 4th or something like that.
Well,
yeah.
there was Paseo, there was
Right.
branch dances, and this,
Yeah.
it's our 3rd.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
And
We're
I'm-
excited to be with Dancing in the Streets. I mean, they really take the Bronx into consideration. I mean, that's what it's all about, right?
Absolutely.
You know, the worldwide sensation of hip-hop was born in the Bronx, and Dancing in the Streets should be in the Bronx, celebrating that.
Absolutely, and thank you for coming on air here, open in the Bronx, to actually share some of the details, even though Arthur Avilés is going to give us a demonstration.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, of a little bit of ritual dance.
Yeah,
Yep.
nice. And Aviva, do you have any last words before we go?
Yes, I wanted to say that there will be, each park will have 3 dances. Larry Kegwin and Cricket, who's a hip-hop, a break dancer, they'll have 2 of the pieces and a different Bronx-based choreographer in each of the parks. So Arthur at Owen Dolan Park, Tony Renee Johnson, and Nija Whitson Adebanjo will be at the other 2, each one at another park. But the 4th piece is going to be a dance circle, and audience members are invited to participate.
That's right.
So if people are intimidated to watch dance, but they love to boogie, they'll have a chance.
Nice.
Boogie
we love
down
to
Bronx.
That's
yes.
right. Work it out.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you so
thank you
much
so
for all of
much.
that. And once again, Dancing Through the Bronx series begins on Wednesday, August 13th at 6:30 p.m. at Wave Hill, located on West 239th Street in the Bronx. Then on Thursday, August 14th at 4:30 p.m., they'll continue the series at Hayden Lord Park, located on 1675 Andrews Avenue in the Bronx, of course. And then they end the series on Saturday, August 16th at 2 p.m. at Owen Dolan Park, located on Westchester Ave, of course, in the Bronx. And for more information about the series or to find out more about Dancing in the Streets, you can visit their website by going to dancingindestreets.org. All right, we do have to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere, because when we return, Bessie Award-winning dancer Arthur Aviles will give us a special performance of Ritual Dance you don't want to miss. But first, let's check out my latest episode of Rena Gets Lean, where I run the 10K XC Trail at Van Cortlandt Park. Yikes. In the past 2 seasons of Rena Gets Lean, we explored all types of methods to design a healthy lifestyle. This year, we enter into a 20-week mission to reach the ultimate challenge, to boldly go where we have never gone before, the New York City Marathon. Welcome to Rena Gets Lean, Race, the Final Frontier. We're here at Van Cortlandt. In the past 2 seasons of Rena Gets Lean, we explored all types of methods to design a healthy lifestyle. This year, we enter into a 20-week mission to reach the ultimate challenge, to boldly go where we have never gone before, the New York City Marathon. Welcome to Rena Gets Lean, Race, the Final Frontier. We're here at Van Cortlandt Park, where it all started for me, running my first 5K ever. And this time, I'm going to be running a 10K. I am a little nervous, but I'm ready. Here we go. We're off. Here we go. The gunshot goes off, and the start of the race begins. My biggest concern and my primary concern was to focus on my pace and my breath. Good job. So I'm doing this, right? And even though I'm feeling alone, because somehow I ended up alone, I'm running through these trails. However, it is like extremely crucial at this time for me to pay attention to the ground, because not only were there wet leaves, there was mud, there was ditches, there was broken branches all over the place, there was even logs that the professional runners were like jog over, and I'm just not that experienced yet. Did it! Yeah. Every now and then, somebody would just appear. Thank you. And kind of root us on, or root me on at that point, because this race was like total like solo. It was total solo, total Hunger Games, total find your way back and make sure you follow the ribbons. Here's another one. Honestly, I forgot I was in the Bronx. Believe it or not, this is what the Bronx is, darlings. This is where I was running, in Van Cortlandt Park, in the Bronx, feeling like I was in the Hunger Games. Woo! There we go. Of course, without failure, which, I tried throughout the entire 10K to avoid, I slipped and I fell. Go. Okay. You got me, right?
Yes, I did.
I didn't even have time to think about the fact that I fell. I didn't even have time to think about whether I injured myself. I just kept going. And that's the beauty of like when you run, it's kind of like you become invincible, and the only thing you know is to get to the finish line, get to the finish line, get to the finish line.
I'm getting excited. You see the field? There's no feeling like this. It's like I want to cry. For real, man, there's no feeling like this.
We are at the finish line, and as I am approaching the finish line, my people present themselves. I see my peeps there. There's nothing more rewarding than to have the people who have been supporting you all along right there at the finish line, rooting you on to completion. And then, of course, there's also the euphoria of completion, and where I decided to do jumping jacks. Definitely a natural high. Now that I've accomplished the wilderness trails of Van Cortlandt, time to hit the open road on the Grand Concourse as I run the Bronx in the next episode of Rena Gets Loose. Hello and welcome back to Open. Don't forget to get social with us. Tweet us at BronxNet TV and at Rena Valentine. And, well, we're going to get right into Betsy Award-winning dancer Arthur Aviles. Yes, he became internationally praised when he danced with the Bill T. Jones and Arnie Zane Dance Company. And on August 16th, he'll team up with Dancing in the Streets to participate in their new series, Dancing Through the Bronx, revitalizing a piece he created back in 2000 that will be performed by 15 dancers simultaneously. And here to give us a taste of his solo dance style of ritual dance, we welcome Arthur Aviles.
That's what it is.
Oh my goodness! I got to tell you, there's something therapeutic about it. All right, I'm going to let you catch your breath. I'm going to let you catch your breath, but I'm going to talk about it for a little bit because, you know, it's quiet.
Yeah.
But yet there was a lot of noise going on there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, one of the premises that Aviva had and Dancing in the Streets had was that we use our bodies without external sound in the park. So that's what it is that I was working on. In addition to bringing an old dance piece back from my repertory, that dance piece fit right for this occasion.
You know, and just because he's out of breath, you know, it's amazing how effortless he makes it look, right? And now listening to you, it takes a certain body, like form, to actually be accurate in those movement steps. I mean, because silence to...
Yeah, really listening to your own body and that your own body has music inside of it. We're constantly like connected to the external, and this is really like very personal, very much about the individual. So right now it's an experiment. I don't know if everybody's going to be doing it at the same time like a flash mob, or I'm going to have all 15 dancers do it in their own time. So you're going to hear claps throughout the whole park as you walk around the park in different places and different areas. I'm still experimenting.
That's nice. So it's almost like you tour through the park. I'm getting the visual.
Yeah.
You see trees, and then there's these dancers, a person, and everybody's dancing simultaneously.
That's right. Simultaneous or by themselves. So it's either going to be chaos or it's going to be great order. We'll see.
Nice. But I wouldn't have it any other way with you, Arthur.
Yes, of course. But like I said, it's an experiment, so we'll see, you know, what happens. And I just need the dancers to embody that ritual dance that you saw, which is fairly simple. But of course, it takes great discipline to understand the rhythms inside of it and the body, you know, making sure that the body's in tune.
Right, using the body as an instrument.
Yeah.
Using the body as an instrument.
That's right.
It's awesome. So this particular one is the one that's going on in Owen Dolan Park.
That's right.
And that's on August 18th, right?
August 16th.
August 16th.
Yep,
Sorry,
2
I want to
p.m.
make sure. This is the one that's August 16th at 2 p.m. And also Arthur's Bronx Academy of Arts and Dance, which is right next door. So if you could just give them the information on BAD, too.
Oh, definitely.
You just relocated.
Yeah, BAD, Bronx Academy of Arts and Dance. It's 2474 Westchester Avenue, 6 train to Westchester Square. And we have performances all year round. Badass Women, Boogie Down Dance Festival, Out Like That, which is our gay, lesbian, transgender, bisexual, two-spirited, in the life, queer questioning, and curious festival, and our Blacktino performance series.
Oh,
so come on over to BAD where it's all good.
Woo, we love that. He said it all in one breath, too. Okay, don't play. All right, come on down to BAD where it's all good. I can say the rest in your time. All right, once again, be sure to join Arthur on August 16th at 2 p.m. as he concludes the Dancing Through the Bronx series at Owen Dolan Park, located at Westchester Ave in the Bronx. And once again, for more information, you can go to dancinginthestreets.org. We do have to take a quick break, but stay tuned for Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup.
I'm lucky. Let me help you with that. I get to do something I love. It has nothing to do with touchdowns or titles. Everybody bring it in. I get to play a part in the life of someone just starting out. How many of you think homework is just as important as teamwork? I help keep kids in school. Good. And that's the name of the game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United.
You got to learn your body, pace yourself, and have fun. So let's go have fun. Let's go do it.
The tricky thing about shoulders, your shoulders is a 3-tier muscle. You have your front delt, you have your rear delt, and you have your mid delt. So when you're working out your shoulders properly, you have to do 3 different exercises.
it's wonderful being able to compete with a lot of these young guys from all over the world. It's important to stay in shape.
We start our weekend sports on the big baseball diamond in the Bronx, where the New York Yankees are 6-1 since returning from the All-Star break, including winners of 3 of their last 4 at the stadium, where the Pinstripers took advantage of the lowly Texas Rangers at home this week. The Yankees landed some reinforcements for the stretch run, including a headline deal for San Diego Padre third baseman Chase Headley, who promptly delivered the game winner in extras in his first night in pinstripes. And the team even signed former ace Chris Capuano Thursday, looking to extract the last ounce of quality pitching from the veteran lefty. We checked in with the Yanks, who took a rain-shortened victory Wednesday night and then followed that with a 4-2 afternoon win on Thursday. Take a look.
Complete game. I mean, it's what we needed tonight. So, yeah, I mean, just things went our way tonight. I thought my command was pretty good. I stayed away from the middle of the plate for the most part. You know, just got some big outs when I needed to.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, Phelps pitched great, and Servey had a couple big hits, 2 doubles, I think, and we were able to get enough. I think it's kind of you know, we kind of were owed this one after what happened in Baltimore right before the break, I feel like, and it's good. We'll take the win any way we can get it.
It's been tremendous. You know, yesterday was a long day. You know, a lot of emotions run through you when you've been somewhere so long and you get traded, and you know, come to a club like this. You know, with the history and the tradition and where they are right now, it's a tremendous opportunity. So, been great. And obviously today, get a win against Darvish, even though it's shortened. You know, great win for us.
Chase is a nice addition for the club. Yankee starter Brandon McCarthy was also sharp on the hill as the Bronx Bombers closed out the Rangers Thursday afternoon. He's 2-0 now since joining the boys in stripes. The Bronx Bombers will look to keep things rolling tonight as they welcome Toronto for a 3-game weekend set. Across town, the Mets are on the road in Milwaukee, but definitely looking forward to returning to Citi Field next week. Starter Dylan G took the loss Thursday night in a 9-1 drumming by the Brewers. The Mets may still be big players as the looming trade deadline approaches. The New York Post reported this morning that the Mets are inquiring about Colorado All-Stars Troy Tulowitzki and Carlos Gonzalez. 3 more games with the Brewers before heading back Monday to Queens to welcome rival Philadelphia. Hard to believe, but the NFL is back to work. Training camps are starting to get underway around the league, and both the New York Giants and the New York Jets got back to business. This week, we check in with the New York Giants, who, like many teams, have plenty of talent and plenty of question marks as the season is on the horizon. Check it out.
First and foremost, I'm driven just to play this game. And then, you know, not making it to the playoffs. You know, our expectations right now at this point is just make sure we gel as a team, make sure, you know, we're fiery, we have great chemistry, and everything else is going to pretty much take care of itself.
They're not trying to rush it by any means. Like, okay, we're out here trying to push you and have you in front of your time zone, like when you are ready. But it still is, we need to get you ready for the season, and the best way to get ready for the season is to practice.
I just try to come out every single day and you know, give it my best effort and put, you know, as much energy into it as I can, and you know, provide a little spark for some of the older guys. Just looking forward to, you know, finally being able to feel at home, and you know, I got settled in with a house and everything like that, so it just feels more comfortable being here, and just looking forward to today's practice.
Opportunity is every single day. You know, we get up and breathe. But coming here when it's a brand new offense, every single guy in that locker room, we are taking ownership over it. This is our offense. This isn't an offense we're coming into that was here. It's just coming into an offense that's becoming ours. So we're learning it together, making our mistakes together, we're growing together, and we're going to be successful together.
While the G-men got back to work right across the street from MetLife Stadium at their training center, Gang Green returned to Cortland for their workouts. Chris Johnson looked sharp, and head coach Rex Ryan gave second-year quarterback Geno Smith an endorsement. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. It was a rough week for a couple of athletes, one former and one current, and their former significant others. Former Minnesota Twin and former New York Yankee Chuck Knobloch was arrested Wednesday on charges that he allegedly assaulted his ex-wife. The Twins, who were slated to induct Nobby into the team's Hall of Fame on August 23rd, have canceled the honor for the time being. Although there has been plenty of debate the last 24 hours about the length of his punishment, Baltimore Ravens running back Ray Rice has been suspended for the first 2 games of this upcoming season for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy following his off-season arrest for domestic violence. The suspension, which was announced Thursday by the league, stems from Rice's altercation with then-fiancée Janae Palmer at an Atlantic City hotel in February. To better news, the Baseball Hall of Fame and the Football Hall of Fame are gearing up for their annual celebrations. Cooperstown will be buzzing this weekend with the induction ceremony, which is slated for Thursday in the birthplace of baseball. Among those stars getting the nod into the Hallowed Hall is former Yankee skipper Joe Torre. Our Bronx Net cameras will be making the trip north to chronicle the induction. Meanwhile, the NFL is a little less than 2 weeks away from inducting its class of all-time greats, which this year will include former New York Giant Michael Strahan. To boot, the annual Hall of Fame game will pit the New York Giants and the Buffalo Bills, a nice touch for Strahan, who said this week that he never thought he would be good enough to be a Hall of Famer someday. Speaking of Hall of Famers, Hoops in the Sun analyst Uncle G Stacks received a Hall of Fame nod of his own this past Sunday at Orchard Beach, joining myself and a star-studded cast of players, coaches, and staff that have made contributions to the long-time summer run at the Bronx Riviera. I got my Hall of Fame nod in 2007 and wanted to personally congratulate G on the show today. It was long overdue, my friend. Congrats. A congrats is also in order for the league as well. 15 years and still going strong in the BX. Hoops in the Sun topped the Eastern Shore All-Stars from Maryland this past Sunday. Happy 15th. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for a slice of Bronx Famous. As many of you already know, I am not the best when it comes to Facebook, Twitter, and social media. I have my moments, but I can easily fall into the abyss when it comes to updating my feed, my followers, and anyone who might be interested in what's going on in the life of a local sports reporter who often doesn't have enough time to remember his social media login, let alone come up with something clever to say. But I must admit, I do love people knowing who we are and what we do, and all of the friends and acquaintances you come to know thanks to working in the sports media business. With that said, I find myself often running into people no matter where I am, and that applied to Minnesota in this year's baseball all-star game, where I ran into my former editor from the Bronx Times reporter, John Roach, a longtime comedian as well, who is no stranger to our channels. The Bronxite startled me while my cameraman, Jorge Gomez, and I were making our rounds around the ballpark, and we got to kidding around later on the trip. When I returned, our executive director, Michael Maxnabi, said we should have made sure to take a picture of us and tweet it or Facebook it, which of course we didn't. Although that moment came and went, I love the story that John told me about knowing everyone in the Bronx. He said he was attending a Yankee game with his daughter recently, who brought a friend who asked her, "Hey, is your dad famous?" To which John's daughter replied, "He's Bronx famous." We shared a laugh, and I got to thinking about how cool it is when someone stops you and says they watched the show. That's why I wanted to give a shout out to my friends over at Emilio's Pizza of Morris Park for not only watching the show every week, but for also making me Bronx famous. Yours truly now has his own sandwich, ladies and gentlemen, the Babalooch. The Babalooch. I knew eating, folks, one day would pay off. So if you get a chance, head on over to Emilio's Pizza of Morris Park and order the Babalooch. Tell them Bobby C sent you. After all, he's Bronx famous. Now, Rena, I wanted you to come on this morning because my favorite Bronx famous story of all time has to be this one, okay? I was stopped in the street one day by a woman who said, "Bobby C, I watch you on Bronx Net." And I said, "Well, that's great." I said, she goes, "Well, I shouldn't really say that. I really don't watch the show because of you. I watch because of Rena."
Oh, so I guess that makes me Bronx famous too.
That makes you Bronx famous too.
That's what's up. We're gonna hashtag Bronx famous.
I said to her, "Well, gee, that's great. Thanks. I'll tell Rena."
Well, thank you for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know. And from here,
Bronx famous. We'll be right back
That's it. We just don't know what to
What
do.
I love most about the Bronx and what seems to be a best-kept secret are the variety of delicious foods that are offered through our local restaurants. Today, the borough president, along with Coca-Cola, are ready to reveal those secrets to you by showcasing the best of Bronx foods. Follow me. From appetizers to the main course to dessert, you name it and it was in the Coca-Cola Lounge. The borough president's idea to bring the event to Manhattan brought out those who may not know of all the tasty treats the Bronx has to offer.
First and foremost, we're just enormously proud to host such a diverse collection of restaurants, beverage makers. The partnership for us is about bringing the diversity of the Bronx and bringing it into the city and celebrating everything the Bronx is.
This is our first venture of thinking outside of the box, outside of the Bronx, and begin to reach out to individuals who can make additional difference to our Bronx businesses and our image. And so this was a great opportunity to bring the best of the Bronx.
You can't have a food tasting without including Bronx culinary ambassador Baron Ambrose.
It's almost like it's like an export. You know, you're visiting this distant land of the Bronx within Manhattan. So I think it's almost like creating some curiosity here amongst people who wouldn't find the time on a work day who work in Manhattan to get out to the Bronx. So it's kind of nice, and I think a lot of people here today have been hearing some real positive things. It's creating a lot of curiosity and getting people to come out and see what we do.
After talking to a few people, I started to get hungry myself and decided to meet up with the borough president for a bite of sushi.
Sometimes we get so boxed in our own form of thinking. We only want to eat in the same restaurant. You are cheating yourself. You should understand that in the Bronx, we have all kind of food. It's affordable, it's delicious. Treat your family. It's a wonderful way to spend family time. And again, you don't have to leave the Bronx. You could do it right there.
All right, guys.
Salud.
Salud. Cheers
Salud.
to delicious drink and to happy eating in the Bronx.
Thank you.
And there you have it, all the good food offered to you right in your neighborhood. Make sure and check it out. For BronxNet, I'm Veronica Guiti.
Yum, yum. Taste of the Bronx. Thank you, Veronica Guiti. Welcome back to Open, everyone. Sit back and relax as we prepare our ears to hear the passionate sounds of a young artist in our Open Artist Spotlight.
The Open Artist Spotlight is made possible in part with public funds from the Bronx Council on the Arts through the New York State Council on the Arts Decentralization Program.
Our Open Artist Spotlight this week shines on a classically trained singer who pours her heart and soul into her music and has the voice to match her lyrics. Please welcome singer-songwriter Rachel Lynn.
I lay these bricks one by one. I hope they hold 'cause I feel sick when in leaks the sun. Baby, it's all in me. It's not to do with you. I pretend that I am free when you're all I know to do. You laid these bricks too. Your light burned out a long time ago, a fabricated flame. My hands are shaking as I let go. To you it's all the same. But somehow, some way, I'm not afraid. I said I'm not gonna stay locked in this cage. It's like you needed me, then you defeated me, defeated me. You have spoken for me, but have not broken me, broken me. 'Cause somehow, some way, I'm not afraid. Whoa, oh, whoa, oh, you haven't broken me. slide down. There's no need to move. I give when you're around. A pain I can't seem to soothe. Release my tired fists and place them on my chest. Breathe in the air until I give my soul a rest. It's starting to hurt less. Your light burned out a long time ago. I fabricate a flame. My hands are shaking as I let go. To you it's all the same. But somehow, some way, I'm not afraid. I said I'm not gonna stay locked in this cage. It's like you needed me, then you defeated me, defeated me. You have spoken for me, but have not broken me, broken me. 'Cause somehow, some way, I'm not afraid. Your light burned out a long time ago. I fabricate a flame. My hands are shaking as I let go. To you it's all the same.
Rachel Lynn, everyone. That was so lovely. You don't have to get up on my account. I'll just hang out over here.
Okay,
if
great.
that's okay. That was so lovely.
Thank you so much.
And your guitars?
Yes, this is Eddie Souls on guitar.
Hello, hello. Thank
Nice
you
to
for
meet
that.
you. Yes, thank
nice
you.
and soothing for
Anytime.
first thing Friday morning.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, so you hail all the way from Maryland.
I do, yes.
And you've been in New York how long?
About 3 years now.
Around 3 years?
Yeah, about 3 years.
And how's it going for you so far?
It's going really well. I put out an acoustic EP 2012. We now are releasing this full band project, so that'll come out in October. New single out, lots in the works. Shows, yeah.
So what makes a person like everyone else looking for the dream in New York? But why, like you leave Maryland and you go, oh my God, excuse me, I'm going to just take the risk and just go where all the other artists are.
Yeah, there are a lot of us here. I think you just have to decide if there's no other option but music, you have to go to where the music is. And New York, LA, Austin, you pick the one that you feel most identifies with you, and I couldn't be more in love with New York. So I'm just here on the grind, doing the hustle like every other artist.
We already know. We already know.
That's right.
So who are some of your influences?
I'm a big fan of old soul music, the greats, Sam Cooke, Otis Redding, and so I love that music, and I love contemporary artists who use that music to influence their own.
And so you're also a songwriter, right?
Yes, everything that you're hearing I wrote.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes.
How old are you?
25.
Okay.
No,
you know what? I
25.
should know better. As a woman asking another woman on air how old you are, but it's
That's
just
okay.
you're right. It's very soulful. It's very old soul.
Thank you.
Style.
That's a huge compliment.
Yeah. So if anything, if you were older, I was going to say, wow, that's amazing. If you were any younger, well,
Right.
I don't know if I said it backwards. Well, you get what I'm saying, right? I
Tell
always,
me I'm young.
Yeah, I always blame it on shea butter or cocoa butter anyway.
Exactly.
So you're going to be performing, right?
Yes, we have a full band show tonight, actually, Arlene's Grocery, 6:45. Please come out. Lots of shows this summer, actually. So Rachel Lynn sings .com for all those dates and all that info.
So Arlene's Grocery is not actually a grocery store, right?
It used to be, is the tale.
I just want to make sure everybody
It is
knows
not
it's like
anymore.
they're not going into a bodega, you know. Then we got
Exactly. Get an
over there.
apple, here's some music. Exactly.
Although it's New York style, anything is possible.
Anything could happen, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you appreciate the art, especially singers in the most interesting places in New York.
Yes.
Yeah, so, and then you have an EP coming out, right?
That's right. So we just released the single Somehow, Some Way. So that's on iTunes. And the whole EP is called To Street and Transfer, and that'll be out in October.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I'm moving forward so quickly.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. And stay on your grind. And thank you
Thank
for
you.
accompanying her. You guys are lovely.
Thank you so
Hopefully we have
much.
some time and you can play us out.
Yes, I would
All
love
right,
that.
So once again, don't miss Rachel performing tonight, June 25th at 7 p.m. at Arlene's Grocery, located on 95 Stanton Street, and that is in Manhattan, people. And for more on Rachel, you can check out her website, rachelynsings.com. All right, that is our show today, and we want to thank all our guests for coming through and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. Be sure to check out the Recablecast tonight and throughout the weekend here on BronxNet, 24 hours a day at bronxnet.org. And don't forget to tune in on Monday for Open Monday edition with Bob Lee. And once again, I'm Rena Valentin from all of us here at Open. May the universe provide peace, prosperity, y amor. And Bobby C., well, we're gonna go have the Babalucha. What is it? What was that sandwich?
Babaluch.
The Babaluch. So we're gonna head out to Babaluch. I just want to say we're heading out to eat some Babaluch, and I just want to say thank you to everybody who does watch me regularly. I genuinely appreciate that, and thank you for shouting it out. Yeah, I want a sandwich named after me. All right, that's our show. That's our show, people. We leave you with Rachel Lynn Sings. Mwah. Thank you. Have a good one. All right, we gotta go.
Bye-bye.
A little whiskey and a love song is all it takes to remember how strong my heart was beating as you were leaving. You were simply free. I was left to mourn on my knees. If you promise you'll light a fire, I'll keep it burning. If you promise you'll light a fire, I'll keep it burning. Promise you'll build me a fire, I will tend to the flame.